level 3 is bombs. He didn't get the random bomb off the Dark Knight, but he was able to get that floor bomb. But he's going to have to make sure he forces a bomb here. If he doesn't and he runs out of bombs, there is one other floor drop he can get in this room to the right of the room he's in right now. But you need bombs for Manhandla.
Yeah, it's kind of an important strat here. Tetra getting a lucky hard drop, which is good because Gorias with their bananas here kind of do a lot of damage, so it's good to get some of those, and good bomb drop for her, so she'll have them for this remainder of this level 2.
So runners both going up against enemies that control Troll Dongo for Tetra, Troll Handla for Error as he picks up the raft. Troll Dongo is not nearly as dangerous as Troll Handla, and we'll see why. Hopefully, actually I should say hopefully we don't see why.
Tetra going up against the Moldworm here, getting bopped around just a little bit, and that's unfortunate because this would be a good spot to store up another bomb drop. Not that it's really essential that she does so, because you're going to get a bomb drop coming up in the room after this anyways, but it would be nice to have for the Gorias coming up.
The Gorias do a full heart of damage with each boomerang, and with only 3 hearts and wooden sword, you do have to be careful here. She's already taken a couple bops. She's down to 1 heart.
She gets it, though.
Nicely done.
Manhandla here, and...
Oh!
Got him!
Oh, nicely done.
And Troll Dongo, living up to his name here for Tetra Lee, but just gets it finished off. And Error out of level 3. Tetra's going to get out of level 2. So Tetra, we'll see if she's going to go for the 100 in just a moment, which will answer whether or not she's going to go for the blue ring route. If not, she's going to make her way towards the white sword. Error's heading to level 4.
So Error makes it through one of the biggest gatekeepers on the world record route, which is Manhandla, because with only 3 hearts and the wooden sword, if you run out of bombs there, you're dead. It's pretty much a guarantee. And with no bombs going into 4, it's really hard to complete this dungeon, because if you don't have any bombs, the only way to make it to Gliok is through another Manhandla.
Interesting routing here from Tetra, not even picking up the 230s at this point. We'll see where she goes after she gets this heart container.
Yeah, it is a little interesting. I mean, the bombing one I can totally understand, but the Armos one is free.
She's going to go for the hundo, it looks like. First is 30, and I believe maybe the hundo after that. We'll see. Anyways, Error heading over through this level 4, and I believe he's trying to get himself set up for a count.
And to answer a question in chat, Up+A is a game mechanic that is an instant game over. If you pause player 1's controller and then press Up+A on the second player controller, you instantly game over, which can be used as a death warp of sorts and is illegal in this category.
The only time where you would be allowed to do it is if you got yourself into a soft block situation where you get stuck in the rocks, but the rules of that is anywhere in the overworld, if you do an Up and A or die, you have to return to that square immediately.
That's correct. Meanwhile, Error having a pretty good breakfast room, picks up the ladder. He's on a pretty solid pace at the moment.
Tetra's going to have to be careful down to a heart.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to die on the overworld with the tournament rules set up so that if you die on, like Rick was saying, you die on the overworld, you have to return immediately. A death here would be catastrophic because she still has to get the white sword.
Yeah, and the problem is she's also got to put up with some with a nasty Lionel to get there, and I believe she's going to go grab her candle now.
Meanwhile, Error picking up a key.
The key aptly named after him. Yeah, we called the Error key because he's the one who came up with the strat and realized that the Vyers set themselves up in a pretty good position coming out of that. And, oh, I know what she's doing right now. I believe Tetra's going to go for the 100 secret here before heading into her next dungeon.
It's not a bad strat. It'll give her enough money to either purchase the blue ring before 5 or possibly even a bomb upgrade. It's really up to her if she wants the blue ring or not.
I'm going to say that I have not ever seen her routing, so this really does mystify me what she's up to. So we'll see when it all comes together for her. Anyways, Error getting the Triforce at a level 4. That's like the second gatekeeper on the world record route.
Correct. And once you get past Gleeok, especially if you get past Gleeok with bombs, the next part of the world record route is pretty straightforward. And I wouldn't go so far as to say easy, but a runner who's done it before in a race situation is going to be able to pretty much set themselves up. He's set up nicely. He's 22 rupees now, 4 bombs. He's looking good.
Oh, I think I know what Tetra's up to. She's going to go to 3. I think she's going to get the ring first, then go to 3, and then 4, then 1. I think that's what she's up to.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I've ever seen this route. Is this a route that you've ever seen before?
It is not, but we'll see how it works out for her. It looks like she's setting up for a screen scroll over to level 3 at this point. Oh, nice clock drop to stop the levers from coming.
Could we be seeing the birth of the Tetrali route?
She gets the screen scroll, a little questioning whether or not she had it, but she goes into 3. So we'll see how this develops anyways. I do want to point out while Error's getting ready to pick up the bow, there are 2 other runners that are running at this point, and there's a reason why they're running at this moment here. Breasticola and Cantaloupe are also running in a SRL race along with these 2. And the reason for that is because their opponents unfortunately had to bow out. One of them had to bow out of the tournament, the other one had to bow out this week. And therefore, they're running it because of why, JSR?
Well, the tournament is going to be seeded first and foremost by record. So obviously, both runners will be 1-0 after this week, unless something crazy happened and they both forfeit. But after record, it's going to be seeded by average times in the tournament. So obviously, with 0 average times, I need to put up a time this week. So it'll be kind of like a little side bet almost to see who wins the little mini race we have going on between BT and Cantaloupe. Both runners sub 30, and both runners very capable of putting up an amazing time in this race. So that'll be kind of a nice little side story to see what happens there.
Naturally getting bounced around by these dark nuts. One heart has been kind of worrying me all throughout this, and oh god, that dark nut just changed its direction right into the bomb. Not out of dodge just yet.
I swear I saw that dark nut turn on the bomb at least 3 times.
So Error's now heading over towards level 5, and thanks to those 5 rupees, now he has enough to buy the candle once he gets his 30 secret.
Correct, so he'll pick up the 30 secret after he gets to Monocle Rock here to pick up his heart container, which he needs later on to get the magical sword, and then he'll probably purchase the blue candle and head on into level 5, and looking pretty good at this point, although his bombs are a little low.
I think the bombs are the least of his worries at that point after very narrowly getting it over to this part of the run anyway because of the rupee situation. Tetra's going to pick up this key out of the reverse C room, which keeps her up to date with what she has for keys at this point. But 1 heart has been the case with this entire level 3. It's going to be a scary fight coming up with Manhandla.
Yeah, that's all. Hope and pray that she can take care of this boss with minimal difficulty, and let's see how it goes.
Oh, come on, Tetra!
Oh!
That's close!
Wow!
Got it!
Oh, wow! What a break for Tetra. That was amazing.
Of level 3! Go get that blue ring now with the 255 rupees. You've earned it.
I can't believe she survived that, and she got the bombs. That was amazing, man.
Wow. Error72 in level 5. We're about to get to the 3rd big gatekeeper of the world record route, the Room of Requirement.
So, I'm going to keep saying this until it happens one day, but this room is an easy walk, man. It's just a couple keys and, Stalfos, right? Right? Oh no, don't tell me. It can't possibly be. Oh, come on, game!
This is a nice setup, though, I'll say that. Well,
Error not afraid of these dark nuts one bit.
Yeah, it gets the force drop off them. Really nice setup, though. They were all bunched together, which definitely helped out. That one dark nut didn't want to play nice, but very solid effort, especially in a race. It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, all kidding aside, that room is one of the toughest, if not the toughest in the entire run. You've got 6 blue dark nuts, wooden sword. The only way to kill them quickly is with bombs, and your bombs, of course, being limited. They do magical sword damage, so it takes 2 hits per dark nut to kill them, and they do 2 hearts of damage when they touch you. So with only 7 hearts, it's very easy to just get bounced around and die in a matter of seconds, or run out of bombs and then get stuck in there with nothing but the wooden sword. So well played by Error.
And as Tetra showcased, sometimes getting those darknesses to be where you need them to be to lay those bombs down properly, a different story.
Yeah, they're tricky. The strat is to kind of hang out above that center block and hope that they all kind of group together where you can turn the opposite direction from which they're facing and drop a bomb. And it takes a lot of practice to kind of get the feel down. And even after thousands of attempts, you can still get it wrong. I mean, that room is the room of requirement for a reason, because you're required to execute.
So Tetra right now with 4 bombs. You need 2 of them to get through it. It's going to use one of them to deplete 4 HP off the but you don't want to use too many more bombs, because I think under the best circumstance, you'd like to have another bomb for the Vire room coming up.
Yeah, the Vires are tough. With the wooden sword, if you hit them, they split into 2 gels, and none of the enemies in this level drop any items unless you bomb them. So managing your bombs is the only way to beat this level quickly, and to be able to do so with the bombs you need later in the run.
As Error picks up the Triforce out of level 5, it is time to take care of some overworld stuff for him, the world wrap, and to level 2.
So this is a strat that Cantaloupe, one of the background runners, was the first to implement. I don't believe he was the one that discovered it, but he's the first to implement it in the any percent no Up+A route. And that involves going to the far west side of the screen and then screen scrolling through, but you don't go any further west. Instead, you pop up on the East Coast.
Before doing so, Error's going to pick up the 100 secret, 106 rupees. You'd be kind of concerned because you need 140 coming out of level 2, but you don't really worry about it. For what reason is that?
Well, level 2 is full of ropes. Level 2 has a Molderm room, and both those enemies allow you to very easily set up either forced 5s at the minimum, but the ropes drop rupees like they're just, you know, they're just rich. They can't help it. They're just throwing them out left and right. So it's not uncommon to see a runner gain 20 or more rupees in level 2 just by beating it quickly.
Tetra now with her blue ring heading over towards the Gliok here. 4 hearts, but with the blue ring, half a heart if she gets bopped by the fireballs.
Yeah, this fight is a lot less scary for Tetra than it was for Error, although Error did a really good job with it, and Tetra's doing a good job using those triangle strats. Each hit only taking a half heart, of damage. She should be able to finish this fight off and move forward.
Yeah, a little tough at the end. Maybe got a little impatient with it, but it's done with level 4. No deaths for either of these runners through some of the critical parts of this run, which is really good to see.
So now that Tetra has her ladder, we'll see what her routing decision is. Is she going to do the world wrap herself, or is she going in a different direction? I honestly am not sure.
She's still got to do level 1, so I think that's where she's heading to next.
It looks like you're right. She's heading directly there. Let's see if she stops with this potion.
Yeah, I think she's going to pick up the heart because she's still down a heart at this point. Because she did pick up the one on the coast, but I don't know if she's not... What I think she's going to end up doing is getting the heart here, and then... Oh no, she's going the potion. Okay, well that proves me wrong. But she's going to go into 1 next, and I have a feeling she's going for the white sword after she's done with 1, but before she goes into level 5.
That's not a bad idea, and that's actually pretty good routing. I mean, even though you have to go up the mountain, you don't have to backtrack. The problem with getting the white sword in the 2 first route that we're used to seeing is you have to go all the way back around that river valley area before you can continue, because you can't go back past the Lost Woods. You're kind of stuck there. And so doing it this way allows her to go to level 5 after she gets the white sword. She can then, after getting the recorder, pretty much choose her route from there.
Just to remark to what Chad is saying, have you ever seen me do a randomizer commentary? I go against what the runner does almost all the time.
Well, it's kind of interesting too, though, because the route she's running is something I've never seen. So I have no idea what to expect.
And that's part of what adds to the confusion for us here, is the fact that this is a unique route to us, so we have no idea what she's going to be doing next at this point. Can just speculate at this point. Anyway, she does get beam swords back, but no bombs at this point, so she's going to hope to get some bombs somewhere, right? Especially if she's getting ready to head into level 5.
Error, not doing the recorder, taking the classic scroll over route. The recorder, a new strat that was just discovered last week. A few runners have done it, but it's a minor time save. And he picks up his meat, and he'll be headed down to the next screen where he'll purchase arrows.
It was told it's faster to go pick up the meat first, then pick up the arrows. Not error, arrows.
Arrows? Say that 5 times fast.
That's the problem I'm having.
He needs the arrows after level 7, which is where he's headed now. That'll allow him to finish level 6. And he'll pick up the magical sword right before he goes into 6. But first, he gets to play in level 7.
He gets to play a melody to uncover level 7. And Tetra... Oh, there's the bombs and the banana. She ends up getting the banana while she has to pick up the bombs.
All hell?
Could that be the first boomerang pickup of this tournament?
Actually, I believe this morning we saw, who was it that picked up the boomerang? It was in one of the races that Yunus was calling. Darn it, who was it? Let me look.
While JSR looks, we see a case of using arrows in level 7 as Tetra finishes off with level 1.
Yeah, it was Dan H that used it in his race against Dig Shake and used it to good effect against the Dig Doggers. And then at the end of the game, using it for the newly invented banana swag, I guess, if that's what you want to call it.
If only we had Greenleaf on the call for that one.
He would have loved it for sure. The biggest problem with level 7 is these blue gorillas. They love to turn on a dime and snipe Link with the boomerang. They only do a heart of damage, and you've got 11 of them.
But they all add up.
Those hits add up.
Yeah, they add up.
Yes, they do. And he's doing a good job. Only 2 hearts down, and he's through most of the gorillas. Only one more screen with blue gorillas left.
So coming up next, and what does Tetra do next to not do what the commentators think? She's going to go pick up the Coast Heart.
So if she picks this heart up, gets the 1 on the ladder dock, and then goes to level 1, I believe is that what she's got left?
No, she just did 1. She's still got the merging of the routes 7, 6, and 8, but we'll see where she goes next. She's not going to pick up the 1 on the ladder.
Okay, now I'm baffled. I'm not sure which direction she's choosing to go. She's gonna need 2 hearts.
Yeah, the 5 and then 7.
Ah, I see it now. Yes, you're right. She's going to 5. So that'll give her 5 and 7. That'll give her the magic sword.
But then she's going to have to find a way to route in the 100 secret. Because she's still got to go pick up...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She's going to have to still go pick up 100 secret in the Lost Woods because she's already picked up the other 2.
That's correct. She needs 117 rupees to buy the bait and the arrows. And I believe that's all she has left is that 100 secret.
Error done with 7. And speaking of the magical sword, going to go pick that up over here in the graveyard.
Yeah, nice scroll through the laggy woods. That screen scroll, a lot tougher than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
Because that lag will just make it almost impossible to perform that 1-frame tap, and then you just get sucked into this repeating motion of trying to set it up and then getting lagged. And yeah, I mean, I've lost a run or two there.
And while that's going on, you've got the moblins starting to home in on you.
Exactly. All right, Tetra's turn in the rumor requirement. She only has 5 bombs and a wooden sword. She's got to be careful.
Yeah, she had them pretty much bunched up on the north, but didn't want to make her way towards there because, well, that would have been painful. But making pretty good work. I mean, the blue ring's going to help out because it's a heart that she's losing instead of 2 hearts, and she can get reimbursement from the darkness that they want to play nice.
She's out of bombs. And the boomerang, unfortunately, won't help her here.
Well, why not?
Oh, well, you can throw it at him. It might aggro him.
I mean, couldn't the clink help make them easier to bear?
That's a question.
Breakfast room one.
Nice. Nicely done for Tetra. She gets through with actually a lot of health left. And Error just tears that magical breakfast room apart.
Yeah, got a nice fairy drop off. The blue whiz robe at the number 4 part of the count has the 1 bomb he needs.
Oh,
and
no!
Takes a bomb!
Oh,
no! The bomb 2 has to go with the Gliok of shame.
And he's only got 5 hearts. He's got to be careful. This actually is kind of a rough break. He should be fine. So, he'll survive, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a very, very tough hit to take. And not only that, now he's got the route in an extra key, which would be the one in the Pole's voice room. Oh my goodness, that was a very rough break here for Error. He got beamed by the orange, and not only did he lose 4 hearts, but that put him off the place where he needed to lay that bomb, and therefore, all just went bad there.
Yeah, he's still okay. He's gonna have to find another key somewhere. Now he's not okay.
Yeah, any hit here from an enemy, he's dead.
Oh, come on, Error.
This is dangerous.
No bubbles or no bombs for combat either.
He's got it. He got it. He's not out of this yet, though. He can get back. He can die now, and that room will stay cleared. But the danger's not yet done. As Tetra uses the boomerang to her advantage, the Gyarados gets bopped though.
Yeah, I was looking at. Oh, that was close.
And he needs this key too. Oh, get away from me!
Those bombs!
Oh! And wow!
He gets through. I can't believe it. He got through.
And in. How?
Wow, that was a full clench level 6 all the way. And Error makes it through deathless.
You know, Tetra getting clutched through the manhandler fight. Oh, she's in trouble now, though. She's in trouble.
She's got to use that potion.
Use a potion.
Yeah, I mean, the boomerang is a very nice thing for this fight, but if you miss it and he goes haywire like he is at the moment, she can't afford a death here. And I do believe she would have died if she'd used this strat with her health to where it was.
She had a heart and a half, so she had 1 hit to give, but that's it.
Well, hopefully that 1 last potion remaining is enough for her to finish the run, but she makes it through without dying.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. This has been a scary run for both of these runners. But the amazing thing is, we haven't seen a death yet. Error's going to go pick up his extra key right now.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm glad Error didn't wait for. The longer you wait to pick up that key, the more likely it is you forget that you're down 1, and then you end up in level 9, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, that thing.
The thing involving the thingamabob that I didn't get from the place in Majig.
Tetra's still 116 rupees short, so I'm interested in seeing what she's going to do to get the 6 extra rupees. She may have to go kill some things at this point, and here she goes now.
Error had a very nice Blue Lagoon #1.
Yeah,
Still has nearly full health. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. 2 bops from a blue Dark Nut right there. 3 remaining. He should have this.
Ooh.
Nice fairy drop. That is very, very nice to have.
Well, the good news is he's through. The bad news is he only has 3 bombs. So after he bombs up into Gleeok's chamber, he's only going to have 2. That is not enough to beat the game. So let's see what he decides to do.
He'll probably try to get a 10 count coming up soon.
Still on a pretty good pace, though. I mean, if he doesn't have too many issues getting bombs here, he's on a good pace, but that's the question. Is he going to try to force one, or is he going to go farm in the forest?
Nice, smart work here from Tetra. Remembering there's a 10 secret here southeast of 4. That will give her enough rupees to do the shopping that she needs to do. Nice on-the-fly race mechanics right there.
Yeah, for all the randomness that her route has had, she's still playing very smart. It just goes to show that she, with her randomizer experience, she knows this game, and it's showing right there. So Error has a count of 2.
2 bombs for Error. He's got enough to get to Patra 1. He's got enough to get to Patra 1. That's going to get him the room drop.
Yeah, I think you're right. That might be his play here. He's only got a count of 3 at the moment, so we might see him attempt to force one on this part here, but it's going to be tricky.
And he's trying to add to his count right now. We'll see if he tries to take advantage of the count using the first room here that has the 3rd and final key he needs for level 9. But
didn't want to change.
He's not gonna get it. Yeah, I don't know if he was confident where his count was at that point.
I mean, in that case, though, you do have to be careful if you're trying to wait for those Zols to go over towards the wall so you can bomb them. I mean, if you're not confident that your count is where you need it to be and you run out of bombs there, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, because if you lose that bomb, guess what? You're playing with blue Lionels to try to get yourself a random drop, and oh, there's the FU beam. And, well, we called that for particular reasons, as you saw there. Luckily, he was able to dodge it, keep his health full for this Patra 1.
It was the Fantastic Universe beam, I believe, is what they told me it meant. They told me that. I don't know if I believe him or not. Nice fight. He gets his bomb drop off the floor, so now he's got enough bombs to beat the game, but I'm sure he'd like a couple more for combat in the reverse C, and you'll see why shortly.
Get through this room first. Gets 2 bops from blues, but no yellow beams or orange beams at this point. Let's see how Error does with the Patra 2 coming up.
Yeah, you can actually clip through the Patra 2 if you're fast enough, but it's tricky. And if there's a safe way to do it from the bottom. Let's see what he chooses to do.
Tetra going through this level 7, just paid off the meat to the Guria. Gotta be careful, down to 3 hearts and got herself stuck on the ladder right now. 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, Tetra's in trouble. She needs to get out of this room, needs to get out of here now. She does. Meanwhile, Error in the reverse C, no bombs for combat and gets bubbled.
Yeah, he's got 2 bombs, but he needs them both to complete this game. And it's fool's gold if you waste a bomb to try to get through this room, because then you're hunting on a prayer to save your run.
Yeah, and a mistake a lot of new runners make is when they run out of bombs, they panic and they go up. And they can find themselves in one of those soft lock situations. Tetra down to only a half a heart.
Half a heart, and just got to get through this room here. And any hit from these blue Gurias, touched or banana, she will be dead. So trying to be careful, but she needs the bombs too, so she's got to combat. Gets
Oh!
dead. Hit with the banana.
The inferior model showing its name does not always measure up as she takes the hit from the blue Gorilla, and she's going to go and hit the fairy fountain before she attempts again.
Yeah, she's going to go to the fairy fountain. We do have a finish, by the way, as Cantaloupe has finished first in the 4 people that were participating in this race. 2 of them for times, as we'll mention in just a moment. Cantaloupe 30:51, and Bresico just finished second, 31:18.
Yeah, very good races by both of them. I don't see that time getting beat by most people, and definitely good times that's going to seed them high in the second round when we figure that out tomorrow.
What is the fastest run we've seen in this tournament so far?
So far, Darkwing Duck has the fastest run of 30 minutes and 8 seconds. Nice swag clip by Error.
Yeah, we have Saber and Lack Attack 24 going tomorrow, so we'll see if that time gets beat. Saber going at, 8:30 tomorrow, and Lack Attack is at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, as we see Patra 3 coming up here for Error. Got him on the wrong side here, and Patra not playing nice down to 3 hearts, down to 1 heart! But this means trouble for Ganon coming up.
Oh!
It's a nice fairy, but he's still a Hyrule driver. So
yeah, the fairy's nice because he can take a fireball.
Let's see how this Ganon goes.
Oh,
no! Dies! He dies! Hyrule driver!
Oh no! Oh, that's about as bad as it gets.
Now he's got to do this 3 hearts back through here on his way through all this fun stuff of level 9. Means he's got to deal with that Wizro room, the double block room, and he's got to get past that Patra 1. Oh no, he killed that Patra 1 for the bombs. Never mind. So he doesn't have to worry about the Patra 1, but Patra 2 is still around.
Yeah, we might see him work a few fairies here, possibly building a count on the old man, and then if he's able to make it that far, we might see him set up what we call the Hippo Fairy, where you enter Patra 3. Oh, he already killed Patra 3. He can't do the Hippo Fairy.
Yeah, that's right, because he didn't make it to Ganon, so if he's going to do Hippo Fairy, he's got to have to do it with Patra 2.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him set up a count here.
And there he goes to beat up the old man. He's not doing this because he's frustrated. Okay, maybe he's doing it because he's frustrated, but he's doing it to build up his count.
Exactly. Your strat here is you want a count of at least 14 coming in and then hope that the red Wizrobe spawn together. They did not. So now he needs to... Oh, on the... Oh, no!
Oh, he's not in the right number.
There it is. That's going to give him a little breathing room. He should be able to get at least as far as the trap room with not too much issue.
Yeah, he's still got the dodge Patra 2, but at least this gives him some room, and he's going to try to kill these guys for a few extra chances for hearts. And Tetra getting one of the eyes down off this Dig Dogger would probably be the best idea, just to go back out and leave it in, considering the fact that the mechanics with it is once you kill one, it will go, you leave the room, it's all dead.
It's possible she doesn't know that. Yeah, that does the same with the Lambelas in 9.
Nice fairy off Patra.
Did he set up a Hippo Fairy there, or was that totally random?
I don't know. I want to say yes, that was a Hippo Fairy.
Well played by Error. That is the veteran showing in Error right there. I mean, the guy has played this game longer than I have, and he knows this game inside and out. That just goes to show right there. Very, very well done by Error.
And now he's just going to make his way through the remainder of this fun part of this level 9.
Tetra gets bopped by the bubble into the clock, has to leave the room and re-enter.
I don't know if she had to do that. I wonder if she had all 5 killed. We'll see when she comes back in. Nope, she did not. So yes, she did have to leave and come back in, but thankfully now everything's set up a little bit better. She should get through this level 7 if she watches herself. Now the bad thing about dying to Ganon, his spawn sets up differently this time around. But nice. Oh, I thought he was going to get this to unlock.
Uh-oh. Come on, Error. He lost the pig.
Come on.
3.
Come on, we got it. There we go.
We can all breathe a little easier.
Oh, and Error getting ready to bomb the princess here after what he had to go through on this run. And there we go. Error has finished 36:11, the official time.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat. That was a clutch level 9 by Error to get back through that. Other than that, a very solid run all the way around.
What we are going to see is Error might be disappointed by the time, but you have to give a lot of props to Error for thinking the way he did, for getting through things the way he did, despite what this seed dealt him. I mean, keeping his cool while setting up 2 fairies in level 9 after dying to Ganon.
Yeah, it's really easy to go full tilt in 9 after you die, and it really showed that he knows this game and he was able to keep his cool and finish. And I believe he's just joined us in the commentator's booth. Error, good game, sir.
That was not good.
I mean, other than that level 9, I thought it was a good run, but take us through that. What were your thoughts on that run?
You must have not been paying attention in level 6.
We were. What a scary 6 that was for you.
Well, it shouldn't have been, but you know, I somehow got bopped by a red Wizrobe in that. I don't know what the proper room name is, and wasted my bomb, so I had to go kill the Gleeok and all that stuff. And
that kind of set you up for a very scary 6, but you were able to handle it nicely. Even at the end there, when you got bubbled in the Magical Breakfast Room 2 and only had 1 heart remaining, we were all kind of holding on to the edge of our seats, and you were able to pull it out nicely.
But yeah, it was level 5 went actually pretty well. But I don't know. That's 2 runs in a row I've messed up on Ganon because you know it's like I just walked right where he spawned. It's not how you're supposed to fight Ganon. Need to find the practice ROM.
But still, the bottom line is you leave this round 1-0, and you'll be moving on to the 1-0 bracket for the next round. Your thoughts on the tournament going forward? How are you feeling?
Not good. I'm rusty and haven't practiced nearly as much as I should have. And I feel like my PB is better than my current level of skill.
Well, luckily
but we'll see what happens. I might make the brackets, I might not.
We all know you're a really good gamer, and you've got plenty of time to hopefully knock some of that rust off. But I mean, from our seat anyway, it appeared that you were playing very well. Other than that Ganon death, every situation the game threw you in that was kind of poor, I suppose, like that level 6, you were able to handle it. Like when you ran out of bombs in the room requirement, you were able to fight your way through that. Just from my point of view, I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're disappointed by the time, but the way you kept your head going and tried to keep yourself a level headed throughout that run, I got to give you a lot of respect for that.
Also, my apologies if sports piped through for half a second. I forgot I had one of my tabs open was on an ESPN tab that I was actually watching the game before the race, and I forgot to close it. So when the game ended, ESPN likes to autoplay videos.
We didn't hear that. We thought the game was trying to cheer you on after that 6.
So my apologies, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, your opponent next week, we still yet to determine, but knowing how you would usually perform in these kind of scenarios, I would not be surprised to see you improve that time next week. And definitely somebody I wouldn't want to get matched up against. And, obviously I wish you the best of luck.
I really hope I don't die next week.
Yeah, me neither, man. I did the same thing, but a lot more embarrassingly. So I feel you on that. Meanwhile, Tetra just cuts through that blue lagoon. She made that look easy.
Yeah, here she goes against Blue Lagoon 2. And this is a tough room, even with the magical sword. But she is making her way through it pretty solid and on her way towards the four-headed Gliok.
She's having a pretty good 8, all things considered, taking very little damage and yet still moving through it very quickly. And 5 bombs, she's okay for now. She'd probably like one more drop before 9, but we'll have to see how she decides to play it.
Yeah, she's going to probably have to deal with the Tetra 2. We know that with the 2 keys, she's going to have to go up against the first breakfast room there in level 9. And it looks like she's tanking some of this Gliok fight at this point.
Yeah, she just basically said, triangle strats? Nah, I got blue ring. I'm just going to go headstrong into him and just take care of this fight and get it over with.
Yeah, one thing to point, she still does have the blue potion in case she needs it for level 9.
Well, as we wait for Tetra to get to level 9, I just want to say congrats to Error, and make sure you guys give Error, Error and Tetra a follow. Follow both these runners. They're both amazing runners. They're both really great people. Give them a follow, and you'll be able to see them in both this tournament and in other tournaments that they involve themselves in. Make sure you also give the co-commentator a follow. My co-commentator is also in the vanilla tournament. And then make sure you guys follow all of the Speed Gaming networks going forward. They're going to be showcasing not only the vanilla tournament, but the randomizer tournament that's ongoing as well. So lots of great Zelda 1 action to see in the next few weeks.
Speaking of that, coming up a little bit later on in about 40 minutes from now, what a matchup we're going to have here in Speed Gaming 1. Zelda 1 randomizer, Dragon Dark versus Crystal Saver.
Is it true what they say about Saver?
Well, we don't know about him right now, but we know that Tetra Lee's in 9 right now.
Entering level 9 at 4350. Let's see if she's able to get through with, I believe she still has 1 potion. Is that correct?
Yeah, she does have a blue potion at this point, getting bubbled around, which is showing that, when the world record holders and the top runners of this game, they're able to slice and dice through that first room. They make it look easy.
That room is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah.
Even for the top runners, if you get bubbled early, it's very easy to find yourself dining at the IHOP buffet, just getting sucked into those pancakes and getting stuck there and losing 5 or 10 seconds and a couple of hearts. Just like that, but in that other room.
She was unable to push it aside, got through the door, and Wizrobe here did not play the shoot my beam at you game with her. So we now do get ourselves a patch 1. Does have to kill this with 2 bombs in their possession.
Not a bad play. She's got the magic sword. She needs bombs. If you're going to possibly take damage trying to skip Tetra anyways, you might as well kill him and get your bombs.
And we're going to see Tetra go up against the first of the required Wizrobe rooms coming up here with 11.5 hearts at this point. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Does get the bomb drop off one of the orange Wizrobes, which is very nice to see.
Yeah, not a bad room at all. And with 8 bombs, she doesn't have to worry about her count. So
yeah,
she would like a couple hearts, I'm sure. But I think going forward, this is going to be just a matter of execution. That's all she's got to worry about. Just get through.
And just to make note, and the math guy is pointing out a very good thing about a very good note about this tournament. These matchups, they may seem lopsided here in week 1, but they're going to get a whole lot better come even week 2 is going to have some good matchups, but they're going to get a whole lot better as we get towards weeks 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, the way that the tournament was seeded, I mean, somebody had to face Error, somebody had to face Lack Attack, somebody had to face Unos, so on and so forth. And we wanted to make sure that everybody got a fair chance to have good matchups going through the majority of the tournament. And from this point forward, you should see matchups being a lot more fair. And when runners are able to win those matchups, they'll be put up against opponents who are much better, and they'll be able to show that they've improved and move up and hopefully make the bracket stages. So it should be exciting.
Tetra using the potion here. Surprised she's not opting to use the bombs. Got 6 of them. So there are bombs to spare at this point. Would help out with these blue Wizrobes, especially as continuing to get bubbled here in this middle segment.
Yeah, the other thing about the reverse C is that this room, you'll see top runners make it look so easy. This is another one of those rooms that is the toughest, or one of the toughest in the entire route. It's very easy to get bubbled and find yourself in a Wizrobe sandwich and just take a red beam or, you know, a couple of bops from the blues, and you'll go into panic mode a bit. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the nose, and nothing feels quite like getting punched in the nose by a red Wizrobe beam.
There's no worse feeling than getting punched in the nose. And Tetra did got the reverse clip, but unfortunately wound up getting Wizrobed tackled off of the block right now, just trying to dodge and trying to set up a block clip so it doesn't have to deal with them, and finally gets it.
That was a risky play, and she pulls it off. A lot of the times when the runners miss the reverse clips, they'll just say, you know what, the heck with it, I'm just going to kill the Wizrobes, because it's very easy to get into a trap where you'll end up getting bounced around by Wizrobes, and next thing you know, by the time you get that reverse clip, you're down to 3 hearts remaining.
So 5 remaining bombs. You need only 2 of them to get through the remainder of this game. Probably at this point, we'll likely see the few of them go into this double block room. This is the last real challenge from Wizrobes in this run. And there you go. A couple of strats here. And currently 7 hearts. Got to be careful now. 1 bomb remaining. Hopefully is recognizing that. Does get the fairy drop off the number 4 count off the blue Wizrobe. So as Tetra makes her way through the last portion of this run before she gets to Ganon, you want to plug the upcoming matchups that are scheduled here for the 80% tournament?
Absolutely. This will be the last matchup for today, but tomorrow we have the final 4 matchups of the 80% tournament coming up, including your match, Rick, against JustAman114. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/JSR2Gamers. With
I don't know that scrub.
with LOZ Cards Fan 23 and Liquid Husband on the call. At 5 o'clock Eastern PM, we have King Doll against RKC TKC, and that'll be right here at twitch.tv/speedgaming. Immediately followed by Zarby89 versus the one and only Lack Attack 24. And that'll be that's going to
be at 6 o'clock, but we'll go ahead and interrupt that while Tetra goes up against Ganon. Can we get him over the corner for a stun? No, so we're going to go down over to the safety corner strats, and 2 hearts if we get Hyrule Driver with the blue ring. So I don't see Tetra having any issues getting through this fight.
She just is going to play it safe in the safe corner.
There we go. Pull up the silver arrows, and Tetra will finish this run off and get your GGs in for Tetra. Finishing off with an official time of 50:26.
Nicely done. Very good finish. I don't think she... Oh, no, she did die once in 7, but... Overall, though, a very, very good run for her.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate death, and it was a tough 7. And we'll talk Tetra. So, about lag attacks
Hello
Hey,
there.
Tetra.
match.
How was it going? GG. Congrats on finishing that run. How are you feeling?
GG, I'm finished. I'm just fine. Everything's fine here.
This is fine. This is fine.
No, you actually had a very nice run. But I wanted to ask you about the route you ran. Was that a route that you were kind of coming up with on your own, or was that a route that because I'm not familiar with all of the routes, to be perfectly honest.
If you will end up watching the restream of this race, you'll hear me and JSR trying to figure out exactly what you're doing, and then you did the total opposite of what we thought you were doing.
Well, the way I look at it is that I knew, to put it mildly, I was the underdog in this race. So, I was trying out a new route that, I thought was fun and was a little bit more challenging for me since it didn't involve picking up the white sword. And I did goof it up a little bit. What I realized I should have done was grab the 30 secret northeast of 1. And if I had done that, I wouldn't have ran into many troubles when I was buying the bait and arrows. But yeah, no, it's one I kind of made up mostly on my own, albeit with inspiration from Cantaloupe Me at AGDQ, who gave me a couple pointers and taught me the bit about doing the Forest 100 secret before going to 3.
And that's one of the great things about Zelda 1 is there's so many different ways you can route. And considering that you're used to having the white sword, you did a lot of those dungeons with the wooden sword, and you executed quite well. And specifically, your room of requirement, when you went in there with only 5 bombs, I believe it was, and you were able to get through that room deathless, that was quite impressive.
Well, thank you. Yeah, definitely didn't go quite as well when I was practicing earlier, but I will definitely take the good race RNG when I can get it.
And then, yeah, just unfortunate in 7. But other than that, I'm sorry, Rick, go ahead.
I was going to have you talk about your level 3, because that was a nerve-wracking level 3 with that manhandler. All throughout, you're on beeping strats for most of that level 3. Tell me your thoughts going through that level 3.
It's funny because I wasn't panicking quite as much as I probably should have been, given how much I was beeping. But yeah, that was really a lot luck. I mean, I guess some of it's probably skill too, but yeah, that was a nail biter, I can imagine, for the audience.
Yeah, and we got worried with that manhandle out there, but you got through it with 1 heart, kept that run going, and we'll give you a very big GG for that.
Thank you, and GG to Error too, if Error's still around. I'm not sure if he came in for an interview.
Yeah, he did. He had a mishap with Ganon. He ended up giving Ganon a hug at the very beginning of that fight.
Oh, Ganon hugs are worst hugs.
I don't know anything about Ganon hugs at all, ever. No.
There's a clip posted on the Zelda 1 Discord if you want to see it.
But
Brown
yeah,
Ganon hugs are the worst hugs.
Oh, they are. I'm glad I've never done that before. So anyways, Tetra.
I've never done that before either. I have a clip of mine too, by the way.
So even though you fall to 0-1, you definitely showed us all that you know this game, that you were able to route on the fly. You are nobody to be taken lightly, and definitely I can see the improvement already just from what I saw at AGDQ, and I'm really excited to see what you're able to do going forward, and I do wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, and thank you to you, Rick, the restreamers, and everyone else who made this possible.
Absolutely.
So, one last question I do have to ask here. What is the more scarier enemy of this game, Dark Nuts or Wizropes?
I think with the route I do, probably dark nuts are scarier just because by the time I get to the Wizrobes, I have a magical sword and, that just slices through the red Wizrobes, especially just like butter. So, yeah, probably dark nuts.
Yeah, you actually did have, just because I just thought of it after I asked you the question, you had a really good level 8.
Yeah, once I get mags, I get much more confident, and it takes me a lot less dodging to be able to slice through those Wizrobes.
Well, we'll get to see how you continue to grow throughout the tournament. As JSR noted, you're going to be a scary opponent come week 2. We'll see how it goes with the scheduling.
Okay, thanks again, folks.
So that's going to do it for tonight. Follow both of the runners, Error72 and Tetra. JSR?
Well, this first round has definitely showed a lot of improvement and a lot of reasons to get hype going forward, especially starting with round 2 when the matchups start to get a little bit closer. Expect a lot of really good matchups starting next week, and that theme will continue all the way through the final 4 weeks of this Swiss stage, and then, of course, the bracket stage begins. I for one, I missed the first tournament. I am so stoked to not only be a part of this, but to be able to watch all these amazing runners. And just, it's an honor to be able to be a part of this. And I really appreciate everybody helping out. Rick, thank you.
My pleasure.
For helping with commentary and helping us out on the speed gaming side.
It's definitely an honor doing commentary with you, especially since I think this is the first time that we've been paired together since... well, actually, no, I think we did a randomizer run together, but we've had some fun. This is one of our first Zelda 1 commentaries since when Cantaloupe did his HRDQ run.
Correct. And hopefully there's a lot more, my friend. It's a lot of fun to call things with you. And, of course, I'll see about getting something after your race tomorrow. So best of luck to you tomorrow night.
We'll see how that goes. I'm taking Justin Mann as much as a strong opponent as I would anybody else, but it's, as you mentioned, I wasn't a part of the first tournament. I'm going to have some fun with this tournament. I was looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, folks, make sure you tune in to the Speed Gaming network of channels for much more vanilla and randomizer action coming your way in Zelda 1. And, of course, tomorrow you can see my co-commentator, Adirondack Rick, facing off against JustinMan114 at twitch.tv/JSR2Gamers. Rick, do you want to take us out of here?
Absolutely. Stay tuned, because coming up in about 25 minutes from now, we have Dragon Dark versus Crystal Saber here on Speed Gaming. That's in Zelda 1 randomizer. That should be a lot of fun. We got Link to the Past randomizer going on, starting up in just a few minutes on, I believe, Speed Gaming 3. And on Speed Gaming 2, I think we got Super Mario Odyssey, I believe. But go to do the speedgaming.org/schedule for a full schedule of what's coming up, including the vanilla runs we got coming up tomorrow with King Doll, with Zarby, with Lack Attack 24. Should be a lot of fun. So for Fiesel and the rest of the gang here at Speed Gaming, I'm Adirondack Rick, JSR2 Gamers joining me. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a little bit.
Good night, everyone.